Okay. Well, on today's episode of Why You Should Never Believe All Women, it's another prime example of what happens when you do. Question everything, question everybody. Do not believe when people cry or when their tears show up. And if you let a person manipulate you because they're a certain skin color, then you're even more of a fool and more gullible than anyone. Humans are pretty much the same across the board. Appearances shouldn't matter to you. You shouldn't feel more sympathy for one group than another. But this is a perfect example why. It's crazy. This Remember the brick lady? I remember people going off on me on Facebook because when I heard her story, I was like, well, none of this makes sense. For one thing, I'm a fighter. I know women and men, our bodies are different. A man's bone structure is more dense than a woman. A woman's not taking a brick to the face and only getting some swelling. The bone in her face would have collapsed. But yet, this woman has just immense amounts of swelling, no bleeding, but she's crying and she's drooling. She appears to be Sudanese or Somalian, but lives in Houston. And I know guys in Houston, they're not aggressive. I live in Houston. Actually, I live 5 minutes away from where this happened in the Galleria. I live in the Galleria. But it's crazy. Let's hear one of the first stories. This is actually from the black guy, and he just brought this to my attention today. I appreciate him opening this up for me.
Hey guys, it's your boy BSG. We got some interesting news. You know that brick lady that came out in 2023 saying that she got hit by a man and no man wanted to save her, and everybody on the internet was like, you gotta believe her, believe all women. Remember all that? Yeah, well, she's been found guilty. Yeah, and is going to jail for 90 days. Gotta pay a fine back. And can't use social media for 10 years as per what the judge has requested. The man that was falsely accused of hitting the woman with the brick, he said, and I quote, he's happy that something happened. Usually nothing does. Right? Got all those false accusations. It's just wonderful to see this, man. Guys, what do you think about this in the comment section below? Are you going to believe all women just because? Man, this story should make you think otherwise. Innocent until proven guilty. And this lady, well, she was guilty. Hey, guys.
Absolutely. Innocent until proven guilty, not innocent until somebody convinces me that somebody else is guilty. Not to bring up race, but I'm particularly scared of black women because out of all women, the media, it literally tells you you have to believe any and everything they say, even when they're blatantly lying on you. Every time I look up, there's a different man who was dealing with the black woman, and now she's trying to expose him. And it's because culturally they do value money more than people, more than children, more than family, more than men, more than husbands. They don't care about any of that. It's the money, it's the bag. That's their pretty much goal. And you could say, oh, it's even about all women. No, it's not. Not like these women. But when you're raised by women and there's no father figure around, and everything everything in your culture is telling you to that tell men to go to hell, get money, take his money, drain him. The worst part about this woman that he didn't mention is that she's a repeat offender. See, there was a GoFundMe for her back in the year 2020, and in this video they're going to talk about it. This is the effect that I'm telling you Shannon Sharp's fake accuser is about to go through. See, one thing about the difference between women and men is that men build and men build businesses, men grow. Women burn through money and they don't build or they don't want to work anything. So even if Shannon Sharp, for example, gave that woman 20 million, and I don't think he gave her 20 million. I think she might have got 9, maybe 8 after her lawyer. But let's say she got 20, 25 million. When you're a 22, 23-year-old girl with no financial literacy, you don't have a business, you don't know how to generate income, The question is not how far can that money take you? It's how fast can you burn through it? Being a woman, you're naturally going to lean to the left as a Democrat. What are most people that are Democrats? They're socialists. What does a socialist do? They believe you need to spread the wealth. You need to give money to everybody. You need to buy your mom a house. You need to buy your friends a house. You need to buy everybody you know. Why are you buying houses for people that can't pay for the water and the gas bills of these houses? It's a bad idea. Remember on The Price is Right when people used to win cars? Then it turns out they would lose the car because they couldn't pay the registration or the insurance. You can't just hand money to people and expect them to stretch it. I'm saying this to say Shannon Sharpe's accuser is going to be accusing another man in about 4 years, maybe 3 years, of doing something to her, and she's going to try to sue him too. Women are creatures of habit. They're not going to reinvent themselves from a new hustle. This woman was trying this hustle and she raised over $40,000 because it worked before in 2020. They don't know how to do anything else. This is her line of work, scamming and lying. Shannon Sharpe's accuser, she's going to have to find another man with money and she's going to have to accuse him of something in a few years because that money is going to, I bet you half of what she got is gone already. Half. Because she's not replacing the money. Your expenses quadruple, octuple, but your income is still, you're eating from your reserves. And everyone can watch it just go down. I mean, that's just how it goes, unfortunately, with women. So this is another person that's reporting on this besides me. You know what's funny about her in this little dress? So I know where she's at right now. She's at a place in Houston called Kiss. And it's over in like the warehouse district. If you're on the freeway and you're heading past like going towards Midtown, downtown, I know exactly where she is. Crazy thing is, I think I met her on the night she made this video because she had on this tight dress and this ridiculously long ponytail. And I'll be honest with you, she was looking a little thick. But then I remembered her from the interwebs. And a friend, I was with my boy that owns he owns what is the name of his bar over there off of Alameda, Tipsy. And I was like, that's the girl that said she got hit with a brick. He didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, you don't watch the news? Like, that's the brick girl. And I was with, my two girlfriends because I like girls that like girls. So I was going to send them to go talk to her. But my thing was at the time, the case wasn't over. So in my head, either she's trans and that's why her face just swelled up when she hit a brick instead of her dying, or she's, I don't want her around me anyway. Because a man could take a brick to the face and just get massive swelling and not die, not a woman. So I was thinking to myself, maybe that's just a dude that just looks a lot like a girl, got her shoulders shaved down. And, you got to be careful with that nowadays. And they got a lot of makeup on and stuff. But I'd seen her in public and I was going to talk to her and I was like, hell, so she can lie on me too? So she can make up a story about me and try to sue me? Oh, you own this house? What do you... and people get bright ideas. You think it's never happened to me? It happens. You got to record everything though. You have to. Or people will make up stories about you. It's your word versus hers. And once the waterworks turn on, your word is good as trash. And that's what happened to the guy in this too. Watch. We're going to go to his interview after this. Hold on.
A woman who raised over $40,000 on GoFundMe is now being charged with theft by deception.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Rhoda Osmond told cops that she was...
It's crazy she says that because I have other videos of her slapping men in the face in Houston. She walked up to white guys, black guys, and she'll just like slap them in the face and walk off, and literally just like a complete psycho. And nobody said anything to her because she's black and they don't want to seem racist. That's why this whole racist bullshit thing has to end. Nobody gets special treatment. Nobody gets special nothing. Nobody. I don't care who you are. You got to get over that because these people will wear you out with the sympathy and you'll end up becoming a victim by trying not to victimize somebody. It's ridiculous.
In the face with a brick outside a Houston club after she refused to give out her phone number. But footage capturing the incident does not support Rhoda's report, according to charging documents. And cops say a similar GoFundMe was created in 2020, where she claimed to be assaulted with no reports on record.
You see what she just said? There was another GoFundMe from her in 2020 where she was trying to raise money for an assault that never happened and was never filed. The police were never on record. Again, my theories are correct. These people are women are creatures of habit. They're not going to reinvent themselves. And I'll be honest, she might move to Florida. She might move to another, maybe Los Angeles. And eventually she might even try to accuse someone else of some kind of abuse. Even though her name is burnt now, you think these women have shame? You think they care that people know that they're scammers? They don't. They got to get to the bag. Remember, it's money over everything and everyone with these women.
GoFundMe told an NBC affiliate that the fundraiser has been removed from their platform and Rhoda has been banned from creating future fundraisers.
Do you know how crazy of a person you got to be where they ban you from not being able to make more fundraisers? That means they know that you're a verified piece of shit. Well, Rico, what do you mean by a verified piece of shit? Well, if you are the type of human that could rationalize with yourself that you are going to set up a charity for yourself to scam people who are feeling sympathy for you, scam people that because you're black or because you're a woman, that they feel sorry for you, so you lie to get money from them, that means that equates to you being a verifiable piece of shit. If GoFundMe is banning you because you have a history of lying to scam people who feel sorry for you, you are what they would refer to commonly in the Webster's Dictionary as a verified piece of shit. That's why I say that. Now, she's not, now the people that were donating money to her are not the only victims. There was a man involved, and he looks African, that's even sadder because he's extra black. So he's not just like a regular black guy. It's real. This is actual black. This is African. And she had no problem. He's a random guy that was trying to be nice to her. He do the same thing Rico does. My claim to fame is when I'm leaving a club and I got a bunch of girls with me, I like to entertain. So I'll tell people, hey, I'm having an after party. If you want to come have drinks and play pool and hang out, here goes my number. That's, or I'll tell my girlfriend and tell her. This guy did the same thing as Rico, was being nice to her, invited her to it, because it's Houston. We go to after hours. We don't really go to we don't go to clubs between 10 and 2 a.m. We might go out at 1:30 at night and you catch the let out crowd, and then you meet somebody, you guys go to the after hours. After hours opens up at 2:30 a.m. and it goes till 6 a.m. So you usually meet somebody, then y'all go to the after hours after. He did the same thing as Rico and literally paid the price, but he learned who in his life really knows him and loves him and how many people would really turn on him. That's why you can't really trust anybody, not even your friends and family, because if someone lies on you, even if they know your character, if they'll believe that lie, then that person you can't trust anyway. Listen to this.
Diabolical plan.
Olin Douglas is a father, son, and small business owner. But in September, allegations made by 33-year-old Rhoda Osman nearly put it all at risk.
It caused people who I thought really knew me to kind of betray me.
Douglas says he met her at a club near the Galleria as she wore a mask that only revealed her eyes. He invited her to an after party.
Now, why you're basically trying to holler at a woman that's wearing a burqa, if you can only see the woman's eyes, then she's because she's wearing a mask. It's like a burqa. But this is the United States, and she has a little shape on her. So what he saw was that body. He saw some cheeks, legs. He saw a little small waist. Well, smaller, not a small waist. I mean, this is Houston. Some of the biggest women you're going to ever meet in your life reside here in Houston, and they have no problem. They'll order 5 shots at the bar, go back to the same bar and order lamb chops and catfish too. I always get weird about that. I'm like, y'all serve food to these people? These big ass women, you guys right here serving them food at 1:15 in the morning. It's too late to be eating. That's my only issue with Houston. I'm like, why are y'all feeding these big ass people? Like I'm in Cal, like right, I'm from LA. The best you're gonna find is some tacos outside the club. You're not seeing anybody selling food inside the club during the club hours. This is only in the South. And I'm like, damn, these some big ass women. So compared to these monstrosity women, she's smaller than them. And he saw that, she was not obese. And he was like, wow, yeah, I don't know what her face looks like. She could have a mustache. She could not. So this dude's a real freak. To be honest with you. I mean, he's literally rolling the dice. Now that I think, if I'm looking at this dude a little sideways too, like, why would you try to holler at a girl wearing a mask? You can only see her eyes. What if she was trans? You can't even like see her face like this. Oh no, man, I'm looking at Olin Douglas a little sideways now, bro. I think he a freak, some type of freak, but he still doesn't deserve what happened. If you're a freak, that's fine. He doesn't deserve to get lied on though.
It's as if she was trying to get in some type of conflict.
But says she was aggressive and very intoxicated. They ended up in a car with friends.
She physically didn't start touching me until I asked her to leave. So you got to get out.
Outside the car, Houston police say surveillance.
So he actually hollered at her and she got in a car with him, a complete stranger in the middle of the night. And she's wearing a mask. I don't know which one of these motherfuckers was crazier, him or her. You're a woman getting in a car with strangers in the middle of the night, but you're a man and you could potentially be letting a man in your car with you in the middle of the night. Like this is a weird situation. This is a dangerous situation for both. I mean, I would have been like, look, I don't like Democrats. I'd have said, take that Democrat ass mask off. But I stand on business. He let a girl, somebody, you could be a man and get surgeries to make you look like you have a woman's body. And if you're wearing a mask, but think about it, he's one of these guys that'll pretend like, oh, I didn't know that was a dude. Man, yeah, well, you didn't ask. He's wearing a mask the whole time and he just had breast implants. Like this story, I don't know. Listening to this part of the story got wilder. Apparently, she started getting wild with him in the car and he kicked her out the car. And that's what we're going to pick up right now.
Video then showed Osman slapping him in the face before he hit her back with what appears to be a plastic water bottle in hand.
You should never hit a woman in general, but
whoa. Let's let's slow down there, Amistad. Let's this whole you shouldn't hit a woman thing. Hey, I'm sorry, women and men are equal. If you shouldn't hit a woman, you shouldn't hit a man. Men and women are equal. That's the point of equality. There should not be any special treatment because then we're not equal. If we're the same, it's across the board. There's a reason to hit anybody. You're not a punk if you hit a girl. You're a punk if you let a girl kick your ass. You will have to defend yourself against women. Women are dangerous. Not only can they scratch you up, they can have weapons. Their trigger fingers work too. You got to make sure you protect yourself against these women. And these are, again, he looks like a smaller African. These women in Houston are Megan Thee Stallions plus 200 pounds. 6'1", 6'2", women. 300, 280. And you talking about don't hit women, man, you better hit the hell out of her and run. These women are crazy. These women are huge. There's a reason to hit anybody. You got to protect yourself, brother. But look at them. I mean, look, that's your worldview. The single boyfriend does not support that worldview. And just in case, that's my disclaimer. Don't let women hit you. They're your equals. You fight back. Defend yourself.
I didn't want to hit her, actually. It was like she hit me and I just reacted.
According to court documents, the footage didn't match what Osman told police, that a male Uber driver threw a brick at her and tried to kidnap her.
What do a lot of black women say nowadays? Every black woman I've talked to lately, they accuse everybody of wanting to human traffic them because it's an easy way to become a victim. And to if you say Uber tried to traffic you, you can sue them and get a little check or something. It's just another way to get sympathy and probably try to get some money out of people. Accuse everybody of being abusive and accuse everyone of trying to kidnap and human traffic you. Newsflash: nobody is trying to traffic these big ass women. For what? You got to feed them. I don't know what trafficker's budget is including 6 meals a day of lamb chops, and there's no way. It's not in the budget. Defeats the whole purpose. Like it definitely will kill your it'll definitely kill your allotted of funds for whatever you're trying to do. So that doesn't make sense.
That she did her own investigation and was told that Douglas was the one who assaulted her. She's now charged with theft because prosecutors say.
Now, if you look at her face, there's no injury, there's no cut. So if someone's going to hit you with a punch or a brick, you're going to see swelling, but you're going to see where the impact came in also. I know this because I'm a fighter, I'm an athlete, and I've looked at injuries forever. I've given a lot of them out. I've taken a couple, but not as many as I've given out. So when I seen this, I was like, there's no way she took a brick and it didn't collapse her whole eye socket. There's no way. What it turns out is this swelling was an allergic reaction that she had to, I believe, something she ate, or it was, oh no, it was either something she ate or it was some kind of makeup that she was using that she had an allergic reaction to, went to the hospital, and she decided to make this video because she's a scammer. She plays on people's sympathy. You know, like the women that are getting evicted for not paying their rent, and they're like, but I have kids. Or the women that take their kids to go shoplift at Walmart. You're going to arrest me in front of my kids? Bitch, why did you bring your kids to steal? Yes, we're going to arrest you in front. We're not going to say, oh man, she has kids. Let's suspend the Constitution. She has kids. Let's turn off the laws. I guess she can get away with anything. She does have kids. No. And if you're an illegal alien and you're in the United States and you have kids, it's the same thing. Same rules apply to Americans. You're breaking the law, your kid, you're going to be removed from your kids. That's how it goes for anybody in this country. You're going to have to respect our laws. But in her situation, she was using sympathy against people. And this man almost could have went to prison for years. Luckily, there was surveillance. And he was able to be exonerated because she has a history of scamming. We need a database. We need a database for women who make up stories and lies on men. And you should be able to look her up and see what she lied about. And you should know that before you go into a relationship with her, because if you end up accidentally marrying her and not knowing that she's trying to scam you or she has a history of this, or if you get her pregnant, and these are things that men need to know. I think I'm going to create a database. Now that's what I do. I create databases. I build networks. I have a new project I'm working on. It has to do with, I sell food, but I'm going to create a database like this. And it's not going to be for innocent women. It's going to be for the women that are like this one that have been convicted. You should be able to look them up. And even if they change their name, there's a picture of her. You need to know what you're walking into. That way, it's not nobody's fault but your own. I'll be honest with you. Had I not knew that she was the brick lady, I probably would have, tried to holler at her. And then next thing you know, she's, leaving my house talking about, oh my God, Rico hit me with a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell in the face. And I'm like, bitch, I didn't hit you with no Mexican pizza. I like Mexican pizza. I would have ate the Mexican pizza. But how do I prove I didn't hit her with a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell in the face? It's her word versus my word. You got to be careful. You need, as a man, women are, I'll tell everybody the truth. We're in the whole apocalypse right now. They're cutting off SNAP and EBT. Even if they say, you know what, we're going to give you guys your money on the first. They're going to have new rules. You're going to have to reapply. You're going to need ID to use them. It's only going to be temporary. Women are going to be getting more increasingly desperate, and they're going to be looking for quick money. And the quickest way is to accuse a man of rape or abuse or sexual assault. And then if he has a reputation, or if he's famous, or if he has a good job, you're going to be like, look, you don't want me to take this to the media. You don't want me to call your job. I need $400 a month for the next 3 years. This is my settlement to you, and I'll keep my mouth shut. That's legalized extortion, and that's what a lot of women are doing to men nowadays and getting away with it. So knowing that women are getting more and more desperate, as a man, you got to be vigilant and you got to be more careful. You got to be on the lookout. You can't love or trust anybody. Their women are dangerous.
She made it up and tried to profit from this GoFundMe that raised more than $42,000.
No, she's not wearing the Ain't Your Mama head wrap, eating a piece of fucking watermelon. Jesus, take the wheel. Please. See, that's how you know. That's how you know she's also an immigrant. She's not an African American like an American. African Americans wouldn't be caught dead in a picture with a piece of watermelon. That's like being caught dead holding a bucket of chicken. Like, I know black people that have went to KFC and they'll always say, like, you guys don't have any black bags I can put this KFC, because no one wants to be known because of the stereotypes of walking around with fried chicken or watermelon. They literally will put it in a black bag. You'll think they were leaving a porn shop or something. And here she is cheesing her ass off, holding a piece of God's watermelon. That should be a dead giveaway that this girl has some issues. But she raised her goal was 25K. She raised 42,000 and took it out. So she was also sued for fraud and for having a false and that's why she's banned. For setting up a false fundraiser based on a lie. This is just unfreaking believable.
$1,000.
It's been a divide between, black men, black women, and it's been.
There's no divide, bro. Black women look at you the way they look at everybody else. You're a target, you're an ATM, you're a means to an end. Black, white, Mexican, Cambodian, these black women, they look at all men the same. They have no more sense of love for anybody that's a black man or a white man or a Korean. They don't give two shits. It doesn't matter. There is no rift. You're just not up to date on what's going on in the mind of these women. Unfortunately, men haven't changed over the past 10,000 years. But the last two generations, women are destroyed. They're reinventing the wheel. It's not working, and they're crashing on any and everybody. So you just have to be vigilant, and you have to be prepared to deal with this, and don't let anybody manipulate you with tears and play on your heartstrings. Get all the facts first. I knew girls that back in college, they would tell me like, yeah, I lied and said this guy raped me because I was mad at him. I seen him, he got back with his ex-girlfriend and I didn't like that. So I made up a story and I told some guys because I wanted him to get beat up. Literally, I'm at a party with some dudes that played on the football team with me. This is back in college. And this pretty little chick, she said that to some big guys that played with me. And they walked up to one of my friends and they were gonna literally try to beat him to death because this other girl told the dude that she got raped by him. And since the guy wanted to have sex with her too, he tried to white knight the situation. And now I had to jump up and defend the guy because he was my neighbor. But I knew the girl slept with him on purpose. Actually, she slept with him and his girlfriend. But he told her he was breaking up with his girlfriend. A week later, she sees him and his girlfriend still together. So she felt played. So she made up the story. And she told me, yeah, Rico, I just made it up because I'm mad at him. He's back with his girl. And I'm like, so women will literally try to get a man killed because they're mad? It's happened to me before. I had a woman break into my house. I had to call the police on her. Do you know? She called the police on me, but I called them first of my house. And I have video. That's the only reason why I didn't go to prison. She made up this miraculous story. I have video. Kept myself out of jail. That's why I record everything. But again, they think you have, these women are getting increasingly desperate and they need resources from men. You can't finesse men into marrying you no more. And a lot of men are not purposely getting these women pregnant. So they don't have no choice but to accuse a man of abuse and try to get some money however they can with these tears. Look at that face. A face only a mother can love, or a shallow man who just looks at her body, even though she had a mask. How the hell did you let a girl with a mask on get in your car? Mr. Olan Douglas, you should be, you should be studied, my friend. But you got lucky. Hopefully you don't keep making that mistake. But the Nigerians, they do their thing. Being Cuban, I can't judge. We we got our own faults as well as well when it comes to these women. So, but I'm just glad she got exposed. If you're in the Houston area, be on the lookout. But now that this is happening, she's going to do 90 days in jail. She has a $42,000 fine. She has to pay that back. Banned from social media for 10 years. I've never heard of that. A 10-year ban from social media. I like it that some of the new punishments are catching up with modern day life. That's actually a good punishment in my opinion. So be on the lookout. She's going to relocate to either Miami or Atlanta or New York, and she's going to try to scam somebody else again. Hopefully nobody marries her, because then she's going to say she was abused in a marriage and she's going to do some poor guy the way she did Mr. Douglas. Like and subscribe, share the video. Let me know if you remember this story or if you agree or disagree. I'll be back shortly with another live, and I will see you guys again soon. Cheers.